Hey Ukers, good morning. I just wanted to touch base with you with regards to the challenge for this week. Just the rhythm, 2 measures. If you got any questions, shoot me an email. No stress, no problem. If you haven't had time to work on it, that's cool. Just come to the session and we'll work on it then. So far I've received 2 compositions, which is really fun to look at ahead of time. But while I've got you on the video, let me talk to you about how to set up or read some of these notes, or figure out the notes on the uke. I've got a little assignment for you. It's a page that has chord symbols and names. There's 8 chords on here. These are the 8 essential uke chords. I'm going to play the first one for you on my tenor here, which has a low G string tuning. So here's the C chord. And the notes are, well, we have an open, the A string at the bottom. So if I count up, it's A sharp, and then it's B, and then C. So this note is a C. So what I would do is I would write a C in the 3rd space on the staff for that note. Then the next 3 strings are all open, so it's the open strings of the uke. So the next one up is an E. By the way, this sounds like this. Here's the E. There's that C. Then the next string up is a C also, but it's an octave lower. So far we have. And then, then I would write these in. So the 3rd space was the C, the first line on the bottom is an E, and then the first ledger line underneath is our C, or sometimes called middle C. The reason it's called middle C is it's between the two staffs of the grand staff. But continuing with this, here's my low G, and that would be 2 ledger lines and then the note underneath that ledger line. So the chord sounds like this on the piano, on the uke. Now let's switch over to the other uke, which has the conventional, traditional tuning, where the G string, the one on furthest from, the one that's closest to you, the 4th string, instead of being here, it's an octave higher. That's what gives the ukulele the bright sound. Now the location of that note is an octave higher. It's on the 2nd line of the staff. So remember the names of the lines. It's E, G, B, D, F, and the spaces are F, A, C, E. What I'd like you to do as the challenge and the quest with this document is do a note find. Find on the staff each of the notes for as many of these chords as you can. And then also I'd like you to figure out the tablature, which is a cool way, and there's a lot of literature, music literature that's written in tablature form. So if I take my uke and I put it this way, then that bottom string, which in pitch is the highest, is on top. So it's a lot like the staff, where the pitches go high, lower, 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 lower. So that string on top, if I put my finger in the 3rd fret, the way to write it in tablature is on that line you put a 3. And then if there's no finger in the string, or it's open, you put an O, O, O. So 3 O, O, O is tablature notation for our C chord. Again, please figure out as many of these chords in tablature notation as you can. That's the challenge, that's the quest. I'm also going to send you a piece of music, which is a Christmas piece, to give us plenty of time to work on it. It's a really cool piece that's written in both the traditional music notation with lines and spaces, and also written in tablature form, just so we can get practice with it. So thanks very much. Looking forward to seeing you at our next. So I pulled out here my tenor. And the tenor has, on this instrument here, has a low G string. So if you listen to the strings open, In the bottom it's A, then it's E, then it's C, and then G. And here's a C chord. Now listen to my concert where that G is an octave higher. So we start off again with the A on the bottom, and then the E and the C, and then the G instead of it's. So that's the traditional tuning for ukulele. And the chord sounds like this, as opposed to that. And it gives it kind of a brighter sound. So let's look at how you would figure out the names of the notes and where to place them on the staff for this exercise, this challenge. So the first chord here says C, C chord. So we need to know the names of the notes, so names of the strings. So the first string is the string on the bottom is an A. So on the right, that's that string on the bottom. That's an A. If I play an A on the piano, it sounds like this. If I play an A on the uke, it sounds the same. And then if I go up to the 3rd fret, it sounds like this. On the piano, it's this. So I've gone from A, next available note is an A sharp, and then a B, and then a C. The names of the spaces are F, A, C, and E. So I'll put a circle here to indicate a note right in the 3rd space. The next string is open. It's an E string. And it sounds like that, and it's on the first line. Sometimes people remember the names of the lines by saying, every good boy does fine, or every good baker deserves fudge. But here's the E. And the next note is a C, and that goes here. You draw one ledger line underneath the staff. And then this bottom note, 4th string from the bottom, is a G. So you draw one, there's 2, right over here, that's a G. So I've drawn 2 ledger lines and put in a G. And it sounds like this on the piano. C, E, C, and G. On ukulele. Now, in the traditional tuning again, that G is an octave higher, so it would be here. So the way to write that would be C, G, E, and then the C. So that C chord, traditional tuning was like this. Sounds like this on the piano. On the uke, it's the order of the strings are going to matter. So let me play the chord tones in the same order as the strings, which would be C, E, C, and then the G. So it would be C, E, C, and then G. So it sounds like this. Piano. What I'd like you to do now is to figure out as many of these chord symbols and notes as you can. We'll work on this together. Don't stress out, no pressure. But while I'm at it, let me also show you the tablature notation. Think of your ukulele as being horizontal. So this is our top string, or our 1 string, the open A. So to indicate that I want a C, I would put a 3 right there. Indicate that it's open, I put an O, an O, and an O. So there's tablature notation for that C chord. See if you can do tablature notation for the other chords as well. And also what I'd like to send you is a piece of music It's a Christmas piece. We can get started to work on it early. Lovely piece. And it's written with conventional notation as well as tablature notation. So I think we can have some fun with this. All right, good luck on this challenge, this quest, and shoot me an email if you got any questions.